Okay, so the NBA draft was last night, and in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to the 2021 NBA draft. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do in today's video. But before I get to this video, a lot of you that watch these videos are not subscribed, so go ahead, get your life together, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like on this video. I'm going to be reacting to the 2021 NBA draft. There's going to be plenty more draft videos to come. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video. So, with the first overall pick, this was expected. The Pistons went with Cade Cunningham. This was the obvious pick that any team was going to go with that had number one. It didn't matter if it was the Raptors, the Cavaliers, the Rockets, the Magic, the Thunder. It did not matter who got number one. It was going to be Cade Cunningham from Oklahoma State. This was pretty obvious here. He's going to be their point guard for the future, along with Killian Hayes in that backcourt. And yeah, the Pistons get him with the number one overall pick, and I mean, we kind of already knew it quite a few hours ahead that he was going to be the number one pick, and really when the draft lottery happened. But Cade Cunningham is a great fit with this team, and yeah, this helps the Pistons' future a ton. With the second pick, the Houston Rockets went with Jalen Green. I mean, I predicted the top three right. Jalen Green is a very, very good pick here. He was the best player available, I thought, at number two for the Rockets, and they went with the best player available in a team that definitely needs the best player available with a rebuild that is mainly banking a lot on the Nets picks that they got in the James Harden trade, because they traded all their picks away to Oklahoma City for Russell Westbrook, which are unprotected as well. So getting the best player available is what you're going to have to do in every draft if you're the Rockets. You're in a tough situation, and getting Jalen Green is a very, very smart pick. With the third selection, the Cleveland Cavaliers went with Evan Mobley, power forward, USC. This was definitely one that I kind of thought was going to happen too. Evan Mobley is a good fit with this team. With Jared Allen going into restricted free agency, they're probably not going to bring him back. Definitely now, I doubt they bring him back. They already don't want to pay Colin Sexton, and they probably don't want to pay a lot to Jared Allen either. And Evan Mobley is a 7-foot power forward who is very, very good and can shoot the ball a little bit too. So I think this is a very good pick for Cleveland at number 3. Fits well with their team. And Cleveland gets a very, very good pick at number 3. At number 4, Scotty Barnes, forward out of Florida State. This is a little bit of a reach here for the Raptors, but it's not a huge reach. Like, I thought Jalen Suggs would be the obvious pick at number 4 here, but apparently not. Scotty Barnes, apparently they really like Scotty Barnes. Maybe he's kind of like the Pascal Siakam, where they develop him into a really, really good power forward or a small forward, whichever. And he's getting comparisons to Draymond Green, obviously. It's just going to be about how the offense develops. That's when we're really going to look long-term to this pick. You can kind of compare this pick to last year's Patrick Williams, basically, where it is a little bit of a reach, not nearly as much as Patrick Williams, because we were hearing rumors that Scotty Barnes could go into the top 5. But I think they should have went with Jalen Suggs here, but they did end up going with Scotty Barnes, who does have some upside offensively and is great defensively. With the 5th selection, the Orlando Magic went with another point guard in Jalen Suggs. You've already got Markelle Fultz, Cole Anthony, R.J. Hampton. They've got a ton of guards already on this team. But in this situation, you've got to go with the best player available, and that was Jalen Suggs. Even though I think they could have still went with Jonathan Kuminga, and I don't think people would have thought that was too crazy. Jalen Suggs is the pick at number 5. He's a top 5 player, and yeah, I think that this is a good pick for the Magic. Yes, they have a ton of guards already, but they'll find a place for all the guards to play. Somebody might get traded, whether that's Cole Anthony, R.J. Hampton, Markelle Fultz. Somebody might get traded out of that group. Who knows? With the 6th selection, I see this as one of the bigger reaches of the draft, and that's the Oklahoma City Thunder at 6, selecting Josh Giddey. A guard out of Australia, I think it was. But Josh Giddey is a huge reach here. Like, Josh Giddey, yes, is going to be a good player, but at 6 over Jonathan Kuminga, Davion Mitchell and stuff is a huge reach. Even James Bouknight is a huge reach, getting him at number 6. That's a very big reach there. I was not expecting this pick, especially when I saw the top 5 with Cunningham, Green, Mobley, Barnes, and Suggs. I thought definitely they would take Kuminga at number 6, especially from where their point in is in the rebuild right now. They really tried to trade up to number 1, didn't get it, even though they offered Shea and the number 6 pick. And Josh Giddey is a fine pick here, but I think it's a reach. At number 7, the Warriors got a big steal getting Jonathan Kuminga, forward out of G League Ignite. This is a big steal here for the Warriors. The Warriors are probably going to try to use him in a trade to get Bradley Beal, especially after the Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook yesterday. But Jonathan Kuminga is a very, very good board that we thought was going to go in the top 5 and maybe even top 3, possibly. I didn't think top 3 though. Top 5. And he didn't. He went number 7 overall to the Warriors. The Warriors get a big steal here, and this is another project. I mean, not James Wiseman wasn't seen as much of a project, but Kuminga is going to be a project, and that's probably why they're going to try to deal him to another team. Because he's going to be a big project, doesn't fit the Warriors' timeline at all. They're trying to win right now. And Jonathan Kuminga doesn't really help that a ton, considering that, like I said, it's going to be a while, not a while, but it's going to take him a couple years to be ready. At number 8, the Orlando Magic went with forward Franz Wagner out of Michigan. This is definitely a good pick, I think, for the Magic. This is a college player here. And it's coming out of Michigan, obviously, and he's a good shooter. And yeah, I think Franz Wagner is a pretty solid pick, and the Magic draft had went pretty well in the first round with Wagner and Jalen Suggs. At number 9, a questionable pick here with the Kings selecting Davion Mitchell, guard out of Baylor. I was surprised with this pick, really surprised with this pick. You've already got Tyrese Halliburton, De'Aaron Fox. Like, unless you're trading De'Aaron Fox, like, is Davion Mitchell a 6th man, even though Buddy Hield's still on this team and the Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook, who was the only team that was rumored even interested in Buddy Hield? I don't like this pick a lot at all for the Kings. I think that there was better players or better fits for your team on the board here. I even think that Corey Kispert would not have been a terrible reach at number 9, nor would it have been for Jalen Johnson. But instead, they go with that. So at number 10, the Memphis Grizzlies went with Zaire Williams, guard out of Stanford. Now, the Grizzlies are great at drafting players. So any pick they make, you can kind of see that there's some kind of there's a reason why they drafted this player, like Desmond Bane in 2020. They got him with the 30th overall pick. But Zaire Williams here, it's a reach. He was probably going to go late first round. Didn't do a lot of scoring. Didn't do a lot at Stanford just because he was injured a lot and stuff. But he was a top 10 pick coming into the year, and he stayed in the top 10 with going to the Grizzlies. With the 11th pick, the Hornets went with James Bouknight, shooting guard out of UConn. And I really like this pick as a Hornets fan. James Bouknight and LaMelo Ball in that backcourt, great backcourt for the future. And James Bouknight literally does exactly what LaMelo Ball does it with shooting. LaMelo can shoot the ball, but he's not a great shooter, and James Bouknight is a great shooter. This is a very, very good pick at number 11. I didn't think he would fall this far. I thought he was going to go 7 to the Warriors, but the Warriors obviously got Kuminga to fall to them. At number 12 is a big reach, Joshua Prima, shooting guard out of Alabama. Don't know a ton, but it's a reach. I know that because he was not even a first rounder, in my opinion. At number 13, the Pacers went with Chris Duarte, shooting guard out of Oregon. Not a bad pick here, but not a great pick either. I think they definitely had their mindset on a Josh Giddey or a Davion Mitchell possibly falling to them. They had their mindset on a lot of other players besides Chris Duarte, I think. And I even think you could have went with Moses Moody or Corey Kispert or some of those guys who were the next couple picks. At 14, Warriors got another steal, in my opinion, getting Moses Moody, guard out of Arkansas. He's going to be just a better Robert Covington, in my opinion. He's going to play great defense, along with he can shoot the 3 ball as well. And I think that getting him at number 14 is a steal. He's going to be a guy that can come off the bench and maybe even start next year and is going to be a really, really good player and is probably more ready than their 7th overall pick in Jonathan Kuminga. The 15th overall pick, the Washington Wizards made like a questionable pick, Corey Kispert out of Gonzaga. Are they rebuilding? What are they doing? Because I don't know what they're doing here. It makes absolutely no sense what they're doing because Corey Kispert, I mean, like, he's the guy that is going to contribute to a win-now team, not a team that's going to be going into full rebuild mode and trading Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. This doesn't make a lot of sense at all. I think maybe you went with best player available, but you should have went with, like, Alperen Sengun, who's the next pick, the Oklahoma City Thunder at number 16. The Thunder are starting to have a track record of liking overseas players, especially with the 6th overall pick being Josh Giddey and the 16th overall pick being him, and I'm pretty sure Poku was overseas as well. At 17, the Pelicans went with Trey Murphy III, forward out of University of Virginia. So I think that this is a good pick here. There was a lot of hype for Trey Murphy coming into the draft, and he gets picked at number 17 here for the New Orleans Pelicans. At number 18, the Oklahoma City Thunder went with Trey Mann, guard out of Florida. This was kind of an expected pick, but you go with another guard here after you've already went with a guard, a point guard in Josh Giddey. I don't love this pick. I think that Trey Mann was going to go close to here, but still, I don't think that getting another guard is – I don't even know if he'll play. At 19, the Hornets got Kai Jones after a trade with the Knicks. I think that this is a very, very good pick here. Getting Kai Jones at number 19, who I thought they were going to select at number 11. So I was right about the Hornets getting Kai Jones, just not the right pick. But Kai Jones at number 19 is huge, getting him. You need a center on this team, and you get a center on this team with a trade with the Knicks. I think you might have had to give up a second-round pick. I'm not exactly sure the total trade. Next two picks are the Johnsons of the draft, and with the 20th pick, the Atlanta Hawks went with Jalen Johnson, power forward out of Duke. This definitely seems like a John Collins replacement here. Definitely does. I definitely see this as the John Collins replacement. Jalen Johnson needs to be a better shooter, but besides that, Jalen Johnson could be a very, very good player. I think it's an absolute steal for the Hawks here. I think I had him going top 10 in my mock draft. 21 is Keon Johnson, guard out of Tennessee for the Clippers. This is another good pick. Keon Johnson is horrible offensively, but his defense is great. If he can develop offensively, then the Clippers are going to be feeling really, really good about this pick. Next up at 22 was Isaiah Jackson, power forward out of the University of Kentucky. And I think that this is a pretty good pick here as well. Isaiah Jackson, it's a little bit of a risky pick getting him, but at 22, I think it's a fairly good pick for the Pacers. At 23, the Rockets went with Usman Garuba, power forward. This guy is the guy that had some lottery hype, then kind of fell back to the end of the first round. But I think that this is a good pick for the Rockets. At number 24, the Rockets stay on the board with Josh Christopher, shooting guard out of Arizona State. I think that this was a very, very good pick as well. I think that they definitely did good on their 3 first-rounders with Usman Garuba, Josh Christopher, and the big one, Jalen Green. Quentin Grimes, shooting guard out of Houston, is the 25th pick by the New York Knicks. Nashad Highlands, shooting guard out of VCU, is the 26th pick for the Nuggets. At 27, the Nets got a really good pick with Cam Thomas out of LSU. He's a great scorer. He's going to be a very, very good pick for that team. At 28, Jaden Springer, point guard out of Tennessee for the 76ers. I think that this is going to be a good pick as well. He needs to work on his offense a little bit, but his defense has been very, very good. Day'Ron Sharpe at number 29 for the Nets. I think they traded to get this pick, but I think that that is a good pick. And for the Grizzlies at 30, let's see. I'm trying to look right now. So they went with Santi Aldama. I have no clue who that is. I'm just going to be honest. So there was some guys that fell into the second round. So let's go ahead and look at those. Let's go ahead and look at some second round kind of players who fell there. Ayu Dosunmu, guard out of Illinois, with the 36th pick by the Bulls. I think that that's a very, very good pick. Jared Butler falling all the way to the Jazz at 40 is crazy. 48, Sharif Cooper out of Auburn to the Hawks. That's a good pick as well. So yeah, I'm going to make a best and worst picks video about the draft picks of the NBA draft. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like. So yeah, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, like I said, leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications. Thank you for watching, and peace.